Okay guys, another wee wet fly, another one for the warm summer nights. It's a red arsed green Peter. Great fly when the sedges are about. So hooking device, a B175 size 10. Find the hook that suits you. Thread, I'm just going to use black. This is an 8/0. And again, just take your thread down the shank of the hook till you get to about the bend or somewhere between the barb and the point of the hook. Cut away your waste. Now for the red part, I'm going to use bright red here. You can use whatever you've got, seals for, bit of wool, bit of floss. You can even make it a tail. It's entirely up to you. Even red holographic tinsel, whatever takes your fancy. Red hackle points. So I'm going to make this red part stand out. So I'm going to make this about 1/3 of the body. Overall, I think it's quite important that this red bit stands out. What it's actually taken for, I don't know, but I do think it makes a difference. So, wind a decent amount of fur until just before the point of the hook, they say about 1/3. Okay, and then I'm going to rub the fly with some gold wire. This is just a soft wire. So I'm going to tie the rub in here. It's just in front of the red butt. And for the body itself, again, using the Frankie McPhillips dubbing, I'm going to use the Green Highlander. This is quite a deep green. You could use whatever colour you want. And again, you can use seal's fur, you can use wool, you could dub some floss, whatever. I think it needs this kind of spikiness bit of the furs, just because I'm going to brush all that through. So taking that forward, touching turns, make sure it's nice and tight. Take that forward to about 2/3 of the body, tie that off. Hackle, body hackle, I'm going to use one of these hackles here. This is from I think it's a Metz. It's been dyed sort of golden olive. So strip your quill just as normal, tie that in. Now I'm going to fish this as a wet fly, but you could add extra turns to the body to make it float. Turn at the head and just quickly spiral down the body, and then take your gold wire, trap that hackle in, and then just continue to rub that nice and tight up through the body, and that will hold your hackle in place. See, so tie in your wire. You can break or cut your hackle away. For the wire, always helicopter it. Don't wreck your scissors. We half hitch on there just to hold the thread, and then get your Velcro and just attack that a wee bit. I like to work all the fur through. I like to sort of distress the hackle fibres, just collapse everything together, blend it all together, and I don't mind if some of this fur trails off the back. I think it actually helps. Okay, so I'm going to comb the fibres down the sides a wee bit. I want to leave a clear channel here for the wing. The wing's normally hen pheasant. Now hen pheasant's a nightmare to work with. It splits all the time. Now normally you would take a pair, you would take a feather from here, and you would take a slip, you would take a feather from here, either the secondaries are probably the best, the secondary quills, and you would take a slip for that wing, and you would take a slip for the opposite wing, but to be honest, it just collapses, so it's not worth the hassle. So what I do is just take a single feather, and you can see how it's not binding together. It just doesn't seem to want to tie itself back in. So all I do is take a good wide fibre, maybe about 25mm inch, and rip that off. And then just put all these fibres together. So cut all this bit off here, and then just roll the fibres in your hand and your fingers. It creates a rolled wing. Now the length, you can make it as long or as short as you like. I think you can go over the bend a wee bit, or you can come inside. I would like it just a wee bit longer than the body. So pinch and loop, ground, pinch and loop, go up and down, and then come up again and pull your thread up and then back down. And that helps to lock it in place. Just check it's still on the top. If need be, just get a wee tweak. So cut the roots away. Now I like to dab a wee bit of varnish in there because it's quite a hard quill. It doesn't really sit down that well. So put some varnish in there out of the roots. That'll help to keep them in place. Now if you're making that a dry fly, you could put a cock hackle in there and that would help it to float. I'm just going to put another hen hackle in. Now I'm going to put a wee contrasting colour in. This is golden olive. Okay, you could use a darker ginger, you could use a white. I've seen a white work quite well. Just whatever, it's up to you. So I'm going to put a wee bit of hen hackle in there, tie it in by the tip. This is actually what's left to a fly I just tied a minute ago, because I only put in maybe one turn and a half. I'm putting a lot of turns in. And gave me a bit of feather left, so just fold the fibres back, put one turn, front of the other, sweep it back, bring up your thread, catch that in, and the turn in front. So cut away the extra stock, and then just tidy these fibres up by just pulling them back with your fingers. And then build up a wee head with your thread. It helps to lock everything in, sweep it back. Now this is a good fly. Fished subsurface, fished in a team of 3, fished individually, just tweaked back. It can be good using that on a dropper and a more kind of a merger type pattern on the point. So you've got the mergers down behind you on the slightly deeper, and this one with all the hair and the fuzz causing a bit of chaos in the surface. So you're fishing 2 options, a slightly deeper fly and the actual hatching fly. Okay, so varnish on the thread, wee whip finish, tidy that up, cut that away, and that's the red arse green Peter. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that. Give that a go this summer, see how you got on.